Alright, guys, and welcome to Three Opponents Down.
Yes.
Alright. This is a Grimworks production podcast about Destiny. Now, I'm your host, Roman, and I have.
John, aka Skull Kid.
Grim, a.k.a. Eric. Your
Alright,
boy.
And if we're doing that, I'm Romantics, aka
88.
Roman. You can add the 88 there because it's part of my PSN. And, again, we play on PlayStation. We don't really have Xbox versions.
I do.
I can easily get one, but Destiny is such a involving game that you can't. I don't know how people do it. I see people do it all the time on streams where they're like, all right, Xbox One day or PlayStation day, and it's just like, I don't know how the hell they do that.
I feel those people have no jobs and they rotate. They're like, this week Xbox, next week PSN, or one day Xbox, one day PSN.
I don't think that they have no jobs. I think that is their job.
Like I said, it's not a real job. It's a job I want to have, but it's not a real job.
It's a job. It's a real job. They were making real money. What does it matter?
I feel like it's not like an adult job, but that's totally for a different. That's for our main topic thing.
I think you're the last person to worry about what adults do and do not do.
Job wise.
It doesn't matter. Like the whole idea of like have a real job. That's such crap. That has no bearing.
That's
No.
that's totally for the main topic, the main podcast. This is a side podcast. This is about Destiny.
There you go. If you want to listen to more stuff about real jobs or other topics, go ahead and listen to our other podcast, the City Podcast. Can I Trust You? Go ahead and check that out. It's going to be on the same YouTube channel. So this is kind of just our kind of secret podcast where we're toiling in secret. Not really.
Yup.
Yeah, fuck everybody else.
But yeah.
Which
They
is
don't know
just like
about
two
that
other-
Destiny life.
It's
They
just like two
don't.
other people.
Yeah, true. But they don't understand the brilliance and
They don't.
the
They don't know the true love of the grind.
that's true.
They probably have girlfriends.
We can attest to that they do not.
Well, then what are they doing with their lives?
I have no idea.
Not playing Destiny. That's what's up. Whoop, whoop.
They're doing other things that don't involve the greatest game of all time. That's totally an oversight. But
That's
no,
true.
it is awesome. All right, and how about we get into who we main and their subclass? Now, before we do that, we do want to say at least what those classes in general are. So there is a Titan, there is a Hunter, and there is a Warlock. Now, Eric, why don't you start us off with what you play?
I use the Titan. I have one of each, but I like to play more with my Titan. He's sort of a tank, the tank character in out of the three.
There you go. He's not sort of a tank. He is the tank.
That's true. He's the one who knocks on the doors.
He knocks on the door politely, and then when you don't answer, he just busts through that door.
That was more like a Breaking Bad reference. I'm the one who knocks.
I have to watch.
I didn't get that
You
reference.
never
Yeah,
saw it?
I have to watch that show. Surprisingly, I just haven't watched that show.
It's good. We should make a podcast off of that.
We'll see.
We can't make a podcast off of everything, guys.
You can make a podcast out of everything.
All right. Well,
But
you play the
yes,
Titan.
I play the Titan. He has three subclasses,
There you go.
which is the Striker, which is a lightning element, the Sunbreaker, which is the newest one, and it has a fire element to it,
Mhm.
and then you have the Defender, which is a void element, kind of like
It is.
I'm gonna say it's like gravity.
A void is sort of the. It's like. There's no other way to put it. It's space magic. There's really no other way to
Dark
put it.
matter. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Dark matter.
Yeah.
And Defender is exactly what it says. It's a Defender class. It's built around, very heavily around helping your team.
That is where you're the tank that protects instead of the tank that is aggressive. I like to go a bit more aggressive, and I like I use the Sunbreaker.
Yeah.
The cool thing with the Sunbreaker is when each character has a little bar of super, that means that they have special abilities that they can use for a small amount of time. The Sunbreaker has flaming hammers.
Yep.
That
Yes, it
shit
does.
is just fucking sweet. The only reason I truly use Sunbreaker now is due to the grenades. I call them sticky grenades, but they're called fusion grenades.
Yeah.
Is mostly because I played Halo first, and that's what they're called, sticky grenades.
I mean, it is a Bungie game, so they made Halo, they made Destiny. But you're going to hear us, and we have a shorthand in terms of how we describe a character. So when we say Sunbreaker, we mean we say hammers.
Yeah.
So I hear hammers, and you know exactly what it is. Defender, it's bubble,
Yep.
and then for striker, it's just
The Fist of Havoc.
We just call it strike.
Fist,
We just
striker.
call it fist. Yeah.
Smasher. Smash them.
Or
Smash 'em!
We usually say smash. That's true.
Yeah.
You smash. You smash. All right. So there you go.
Titan Smash. I like using the Titan only because he has mobility, not as good as the Hunter, but he does have that Titan skeet.
Side skating.
Skeet.
We'll do that when we get into maybe a technique type of episode. But again, it's just kind of an introduction to what we play, kind of thing.
Pretty much, he has the best jump out of all of them. I feel.
It's not. I wouldn't call it a jump. I'd call it a leap. He leaps.
He hulks it
forward.
out. He hulks it out, and he hulks it out hard.
I mean, no. Skating. It describes it perfectly. He skates on air. He literally flies forward.
Yeah, if you're using that technique. If not, you could also jump really fucking high and far,
I guess yeah.
like a Hulk.
I think he does have the highest jump.
Yep,
Just natural jump. But all right.
he's a basketball player.
So you do play Sunbreaker.
Uh-huh.
What about you, John? What do you mean?
Well, when I want to have fun, I go with the Warlock, and I go with the Stormcaller.
Stormcaller. Yeah.
You're always gonna hear me like ask Roman what an actual name is because to us, Stormcaller's Tickle Fingers.
That's right. Tickle fingers.
He just goes around tickling everybody.
That's what I
Yeah.
do when I want to have fun.
Yeah.
It's a really fun class for me. But when it's balls to the fucking wall, when it's Iron Banner or Iron Banana as we call it, when it's something when they're like, John, we gotta take this seriously, I go straight to fucking hammers.
Yeah.
That is my jam.
Okay. All right. I mean, but Eric had said that, the favorite thing that he has about the Titan is, the agility of it. How fast he can go, and he did mention, Sticky's fusion grenades. What do you like about the hammer?
For me, it's not about the grenades. For the most part, I only play with like one grenade
Mhm.
for each class. I don't really switch them around. Once I find
Mhm.
something I like, I kind of stick to it.
Okay.
For me, it is the super because most of the game, no matter what I'm playing, I switch my guns to character, like the Telesto, which we call it Telesto Besto.
Mm-hmm.
I call it Tiesto
Um,
after the DJ.
like
'cause
I don't main characters as much as I main guns. But the thing about the hammers is the hammers.
Yeah.
Okay, my intellect is maxed out. Intellect is what lets you get your super ability as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 minutes for
It's
everybody.
4 minutes, and then every time you get a kill or points of some sort, it shortens it down a
Yeah.
little bit. So I get hammers 3 times a game,
Mhm.
4 times if I'm like on fire,
Mhm.
and
Ah,
because the hammers
Unintended.
turn you on fire.
Yeah. God damn it.
I takes it where I can take it. I takes it where I can.
Fair enough. So
Um,
you like to have, and to be honest with you, I love those
Yeah,
hammers.
because
too.
I mean, like the fist is very powerful, but it's one-time use.
Mhm.
And whoever's around you, that's who you get. Sometimes it's only one person. Sometimes they ducked out of the way because they saw it coming from a mile away.
Mhm.
Once you know you've been in the game long enough for people to get supers, you see somebody running at you. That guy probably has a fist. You should back up.
Yeah.
I kind of called it like a couple of times, right?
Yeah, where
I
it's
was
like,
like, careful, there's a Titan with the special.
and one of us gets killed. Yeah.
But the thing about hammers is, my body goes on fire. I get extra shield,
Mhm.
and I have almost unlimited number of hammers for as long as my special is
I
active.
think
Yeah.
it's technically like 5.
I think it's
Something
more
like
than 5,
that.
isn't it?
No, it's like 4 or 5.
Is it only 4 or
Yeah,
5?
they
Yeah.
shortened it. It used to be you could throw a bunch of them
You,
in the beginning of Taken King, but he got nerfed.
yeah, at the beginning of Taken King, you missed that, John, because you're the newest player here. I don't know who's the longest player between me and Eric. I know
I
that.
think Eric actually.
I've had it for the Xbox, and then it joined up in the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, I had it for PlayStation, but basically when I bought my PlayStation, which was like maybe 6 months later, if that, I already had Destiny because I saw other guys play it,
Oh,
and
I bought you the
I loved it.
PS4.
Huh? You didn't buy me the PS4.
No, I bought you the Xbox.
You bought me the Xbox.
That's
That's
right.
true. But the PS4 I bought, Destiny was one of the first games that I got. It was Shadow of Mordor and then Destiny. But I had to buy all the DLC and everything. I think I might have a little bit on you. I think I might have just a little bit
Yeah,
on
the
you.
DLC. I know I played the original one,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped playing for a little bit.
Mhm.
No, I got the original one. Then I got the House of Wolves, but I missed the Sword of Crota on the
No.
Xbox.
Because the Dark Below was before the House of Wolves. Because if we're going, and I'll explain this right now, it was vanilla Destiny, just regular Destiny.
Uh,
Then the first expansion was the Dark Below. The second expansion was House of Wolves. The third expansion was
Taken
the
King.
Taken King, and the newest expansion, which is Rise of Iron.
Oh yeah.
So,
In that case, I got the Dark Below because I was really looking forward to it on the Xbox,
mhm,
but I kind of skipped over on House of Wolves.
mhm,
That's when I made the transition from Xbox to PS4,
mhm,
and then I, like a fucking dumbass, had to buy the. I bought the main game, then I got the one with the Dark Below and the House of Wolves.
okay.
Mostly because I had no one to play with on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't at that point. I just didn't have an Xbox, and I wasn't gonna play it. And I decided once I got my Xbox for a short time. I was like, should I get Destiny on Xbox? Or should I have Destiny on Xbox? And I was like, no, I can't. I've put in way too much time on PlayStation for me to really.
I still have it.
Really want
I
to.
try to frequent every once in a while and see what I could get, and realize how backed up I am on that game.
I think Xbox is specifically just
Because
the games that I can't get on my PS4.
this is the
really,
thing with the Xbox on Destiny.
Mhm.
I grind. I played normally, like I would play any multiplayer.
honestly.
Just get on, go PvP.
Mhm.
Didn't really get the bounties,
Mhm.
and I just played,
Yeah.
and just to see if I could level my guy up.
Mhm.
Then, after joining up on the PS4, finding about the clans and the haters,
Yeah.
the clan you're in, I was just
Yes,
like, oh,
sir.
okay, so
Time
there is a
traveling
way to
haters.
grind on here. So that's when I decided to play a little bit more into it and find out a little bit more and actually grind out. Play the game better.
Yeah, for sure. But John, is there anything else you want to say about your Sunbreaker?
Telesto.
That is a very good fusion rifle. As for me, I do play Warlock. That is my main. That's what I've been running since day one. I like magic. I like long-reaching. I like long-reaching things. Hell yeah,
Uh,
Penis.
that's right. And
That's a phallic joke.
but they do have the longest melee range, and Stormcaller has a ridiculous range. That thing can hit you from across the map. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's even as a Warlock player, and I'm like, man, that's broken. Like the melee range for that, but there's no way to really fix that, honestly. So just deal with it,
Easy
whatever.
spells.
But I.
My poor Titan got chicken arm, T-Rex arms,
I know the Titan melee. Fucking, you gotta be in his face.
Mhm.
but it hits so hard.
But I think it's the strongest melee. Honestly, I think it's the strongest melee. In terms of damage, not strongest is always gonna be. It's always gonna be Warlock. I'm sorry, but for Warlock, I do main for subclass Voidwalker. I tried at the very beginning Sunsingers. I was like, oh, I can resurrect myself, kind of do all these things. But it just didn't really fit my playstyle. I'm a little more aggressive. I like taking. I like a good range to stay at. So that's why I do use hand cannons a majority of time, and I do use sniper rifles or fusion rifles.
What's a hand cannon?
A hand cannon, you say, is the best type of gun in the game, or at least that's debatable, of course. But it's the one that a lot of more experienced players, or you can call them professional players, I guess you can say, use hand cannons just because of the Moverability, the the agility that you have. You can stay in a fairly close place to land your shots, but you can also finish people in the air. Like,
Huh.
I don't know if you can do that really with a lot of other guns. You can try.
I could do that with an auto rifle.
I mean, but it's not as consistent because you can bullet hose them. That's fine. You can shoot as many bullets as you want, but they don't have the impact, especially that a hand cannon has the biggest impact of any primary weapon, and it's in the closer ranges, it really can't be beat. Three shots and you're dead. Make
Unless you
that
got
2 body shots and 1 to the head, you're done.
Unless you got a shotgun.
Unless you got a shotgun, but that's where my favorite gun comes into play, where it's actually a counter to shotguns. The Last Word, which is one of the best hand cannons in my opinion.
I feel like that's a popular.
It is the most popular, and it takes a little bit of getting used
Popular
to.
opinion that it is a really good hand cannon.
Yeah, it does take some getting used to because the best way to use it is hip fire, and using that hip fire is weird, but it shoots like an auto rifle. You know, you just hold down the button, you're just hammering away. But I mean, the thing is, a shotgunner is coming towards you. You see them, you just start backing up, and you just start hip firing. They're gonna get closer, but you're gonna win that battle 9 times out of 10 if you're doing it correctly. You're gonna win that battle. You're gonna win that gun battle. Because primaries should always beat secondaries.
That's why they're primary.
Exactly. But as for me, Voidwalker, I just love that Nova Bomb getting up in the air, using Blink, getting up in the air, and just tossing a big ball of space magic at you.
That's one thing I just can't get used to with the Warlock.
The
Blinking.
I mean, yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, and there's some people that just aren't used to blinking. I've pretty much said that here's the reason why I use Blink is the animation. I love the animation. If you're in third person and you have like your sword active and you jump in the air and you blink, it's just a cool animation because you're literally grabbing air and teleporting. It just looks so cool, and I was determined I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get good with it, and I've gotten pretty good with it. But Nova Bomb is by far my favorite super out of all of them. Tickle Fingers is probably the second used subclass that we use. And one thing that I do like, and I think we all sort of like, but we don't main, is a Hunter. And the Hunter has, of course, 3 subclasses, which is the Blade Dancer, your Gunslinger, and your Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, Night.
Shadow Shot is the thing.
Yeah.
Now, we should probably explain what it is, what the shorthand for Warlocks are. It's what do we usually call Voidwalkers? Novies?
Nova Bomb.
Yeah, we just call them Novies,
Yeah.
Nova Bombs. Sunsingers are Reses.
Yeah, self-res.
We just say self-res, even though they can use Radiance or whatever. And, as John said earlier, it's Tickle Fingers.
Yeah.
For Stormcaller. But for Hunter,
We don't actually. Well, I mean, we just name it after their fucking thing. Like
mainly,
the gunslinger, we don't call him gunslinger. It's the golden gun.
it's the Golden
The
Gun.
blade dancers.
Blades.
Yeah, blade dancer.
Blades.
And then for the Night Stalker, it's
Bow and arrow.
it's the bow and arrow.
It's bow and arrow. I call it Shadow Shot. Or like,
I'm just like bow and arrow in the way.
it's not. I don't even think we say bow and arrow. I think we just say bow. Like bow.
Yeah.
Like he used it. Like get out of the way.
Yeah.
So all those great classes. Honestly, Hunter was the second class that I wanted to build because of the Night Stalker class.
It's crazy popular.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a bunch of hunters on
for sure. And
person versus person multiplayer.
the reason being is because Blade Dancer was considered the best class in the game in vanilla, Dark Below. I think House of Wolves they
Yeah.
started taking a nerf hammer to it, and then people stopped dropping it after Taken King.
Yeah.
Not really. I think there's just the one thing that makes the Blade Dancer usable for a lot of people, and a lot of people use it as a crutch, is they have Quick Draw as a perk node on their perk tree specifically. so they can just ready weapons. But with warlocks, let me tell you, new expansion Rise of Iron gave us the Ophidian aspects. That is exotic that I will never get rid of.
Was that the helmet?
No, those
The
are the
armband?
gauntlets. The gauntlets give you a better energy drain. When you hit them with a melee, it gives you a better energy drain. It gives you quick draw, and I believe it starts recovery faster while recovery is active.
My thing about the hunter,
Mhm.
and I was very interested in the class before I made it. It was the last class I made, but it was the one I was maybe the most excited for. I started with the Titan because of its armor, its shield, its damage output. For somebody starting the game for the first time, Titan's probably the way to go. But I really was wanting to get through to that hunter. The bow and arrow, I've always thought was cool. The blade dancer was probably my favorite thing. Just seeing you go out to third person and slicing and dicing. That's something I had been interested in since even before I wanted to play Destiny. Every time I would see Eric play, I would like to see the animation of him going into third person and hacking people up.
Going ham.
Yes, sir.
The thing is, the jump on the hunter sucks so much
In your opinion, let's clarify that.
compared to that of either the warlock or the titan.
I feel
Oh,
with
okay.
I feel like with the hunter, you gotta use the Night Stalker and a certain boots that you could get, so you could get that triple to forward jump.
You can get the 4 jump. The 3 jump is fine. I use 3 jump, the triple jump, for my hunter, and that's for all of them. Doesn't matter except for Blade Dancer. I'll use Blink because I have to. Which I'm sad that fucking Titans don't have Blink, which would be so OP, and I don't know how they would do it, honestly.
No,
Like
no.
this big tank just evaporating and then coming at you like, oh god.
I'm happy that the Titan does not.
I mean, they have Titan skate through all their classes,
Yeah.
so it's, and that's not, for people that don't know, it's not like a node. You're not gonna look into your classes for Titan and see, Titan skate. You're gonna, I think it's better control or something like that. I'm not
Yeah.
too sure.
It's you just control it a lot better.
Yeah, but
You're just smashing the one PlayStation, the X button, and
Your
Xbox,
jump
the A button, your jump button, and you just 3 times, and you watch them just float in the air like a
but
witch.
getting back to the hunter, it's not that it's a it's not a bad jump. I would barely call it a jump. I'd say you have to use it like a hop. It's a hop.
See, but the thing is, there's sometimes where you gotta jump into a high place, and the hunter just doesn't get there.
You have to space out your jump. Like you have to.
Yeah.
Honestly, you haven't spent a lot of time with Hunter. We play almost nightly, and I barely see you play your Hunter, so you haven't gotten
Because
used to that.
The thing is, with Rise of Iron,
Mhm.
that's when I started playing the hunter because
Yeah.
they gave you the free level 40 and all the high level light gear.
Yep.
They brought in a new map that we kept going to because I guess they were making sure the new maps got cycled in a little bit more than the older maps.
Yeah, of course.
And there's one, it's like a shopping mall that's just been eaten over by moss. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I think you're talking about Last Exit,
Possibly.
The one with the train station.
the one with the trains in the back, and it's like rubble, and on the high ground, there's an
You got that
escalator.
big ass escalator.
No, not
Okay,
that
so
one.
That's not Last Exit.
It's
Is it the one on Venus that has those sliding doors and that little hallway that you could go in between there, and it has that big old.
we're clearly not helping him.
It has that big
describe,
old.
describe it just a little bit more.
okay. The part where people always end up, you
the
can
bridge?
you can go. It's a building. It's a 2-story building. Not too many people go on the first floor, but it's just 2 broken escalators that are now stairs because escalators never really break. They just become
Yeah,
stairs.
that's Last Exit.
But I'm not
Last
remembering train.
train tracks are at the bottom of the escalators. Do you ever go to the bottom of the escalators? Because
if we're playing one of the things called Rift, where you have to, it's like capture the flag. You know where the Rift
he
is at.
didn't know where the rift was at. We were playing.
No.
recently.
It's not that map.
It
it's-
has to
no.
be because that's the only one with escalators.
No, it's not.
I really am.
Okay,
I
explain
think
it-
I
explain
think
it
it is
some
on
more.
Venus because it's a lot of like jungle, grassy moss type of stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is Venus, and it's not from Taken King. It's from it's not from Rise of Iron. It's from Taken King.
Is it from Taken
It's
King?
where the two stairs are at on the hallways, and then you have the each side where they meet up in the middle. There's the cars in the middle.
Mhm.
Then the special ammo
not a
is
very
in the
big
middle,
map.
and then it's where it's in the middle of the open hallway, and then the heavy is like behind it, where everybody kind of goes up on their own stairs on their spawn points. They go up to the stairs, and you have that window, and then you're just shooting down that middle thing. We get caught up in it a lot. It's Venus.
Anyways,
it's,
let's get away from what the map is called
Yeah.
or whether you remember it or not. The point is, there's two ways to get upstairs.
Okay.
Either you climb the stairs or you jump through the window.
Mhm.
The hunter cannot get through that window.
it can.
He falls.
It can.
You have to hit it at the right angle. Like the Titan
Mhm.
and the Warlock, both of them, they don't give a fuck. Their double jump takes them so far. You can go up over the window and almost hit the roof.
It's the one where you have that little.
The hunter, you have to start at the right place. If you start too early,
Mhm.
you're falling short.
Mhm.
If you start too close, you're gonna hit the wall. Instead
Are
of
you talking about Mars, the something Delphi?
No, that's Delphi.
Okay.
That's the red one. This
Okay.
is, this is,
Okay.
look,
We're,
look,
no.
One more
Hush,
time. One more
hush.
time. I'm gonna describe it. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Because
Okay.
we're getting to the end of this podcast.
Okay.
That's why.
Where you know where the heavy ammos is at, right? There's one in the bottom.
Okay.
Where it's right here in the corner where the sliding door's at. You turn to a corner, and then you got the two stairs that go up like that, and it's a square pavilion on there. And in that pavilion, there's another little section of a cart that people can walk through here. So you have the stairs going this way,
Mhm.
the little square thing where people try and snipe,
Mhm.
and then you have the other place. And that, like, where they spawn, when you go up the stairs, you go to the far left or the far right, and
Okay. I'm stopping you right there. If anybody does listen to this and they want to comment,
I know
if they
I
can
know-
figure it out, if you can listen to this bullshit
I
and
know
try
it's
to
in-
figure out which
it's,
map
it's
it
in
is.
Venus, and I know it's something. It's all green and blue, dude. It's green and blue.
I honestly, it's late. I don't know what it is, but
There's cars in the middle. There's cars in the middle covered in moss.
I will just say that I don't remember it. Me, I just don't remember.
You know, I kind of feel like the cars should help you guess what it is because you don't see a lot of cars in Destiny.
That's true.
This
but,
map has a lot of fucking cars.
But then again, I don't pay attention to the names of the maps. That's the thing. That's the big thing I'm trying to figure out is what map it is. Because once and it's weird because once I know the name, I'll know the map. But it's I don't know what it is about me. But either way,
Anyways, anytime I've ever gone to this map with my hunter, I just can't get through the window.
I think you have to
On one side.
if you want to get through that window, you're gonna have to keep playing your hunter and get used to that because like
you
I
can
said,
jump into the pavilion from the outside
stop
where
it.
the bars
I'm,
are
I'm
at.
done. I don't know it. I'm sorry. I'm a pretty I don't want to say veteran player, but I've been playing this game for a long time. I don't know it.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like I explained it well enough. Right, John? You know what? Like I painted the
he
picture.
doesn't know it.
I know what you're trying to describe because I'm the one talking about it, but I still can't follow your description.
So if anybody wants to comment below, just let us know what it is, and that's completely fine.
When we play today, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it, and I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna be like,
You have to
"Fuck
get.
you." Here you
He
go.
hasn't played most of the story. You have to have him get the rift or to the reef with his Titan, so that we can go do the new Prison of Elders, because he wants his Desolate armor.
That's true. That's
Okay,
true.
so you gotta help him do that first. But
Which we will tell you
when-
about the
when-
next one.
Bungie, why did you take away my Sterling boxes?
when it comes to hunters, I think they're a great class. They're the most used class for sure. There's a reason for that. Maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you think the jump sucks. I don't think the jump sucks. I like the jump.
It takes getting used to.
Honestly, the worst jump for me is a warlock. It has a good height,
Too
but
slow.
it's terrible. It's too slow to get anywhere. You can kind of do the what they call the button the butt. It's more of a bunny hop, where you have to time how you're gonna use it. And I use it with my Stormcaller when I do use
You're
that
trying to
particular
you're trying to
technique.
Titan skate on the warlock, but it's more like a wave.
Sort of, yeah. I guess that's a better way to describe it. But again, hunters, I like them. I like their jump. I think it's good.
You never told me,
But-
John. What do you run as your primary?
Hammers. Who said that?
No, your primary.
My
Primary weapon.
Oh, my primary weapon. My primary weapon, I use the hard light, the unbent tree for
So auto rifle.
auto rifles, but that's not all I play. I also really like hand cannons, and I just can't for the life of me remember what mine is called.
I remember.
The lingering song.
No,
No.
it's the old it's the previous Iron Banner one. It's the
Finneras Pearl.
Finesse Peril. There you go. So yeah, I mean I usually have a hand cannon loadout. That's usually what I play. But I do have pulse rifles. I do like the Hawksaw still. If anybody knows that vendor roll from
I
Taken
feel-
King, it's godlike.
I feel like we could talk about the weapons, maybe the next episode, but just
Yeah.
give like a brief thing.
Yeah.
I like auto rifles. I run auto rifles, shotgun, rocket launcher.
I
Mostly
run
because that's my Titan, aggressive, run up to them, running gun. That's how I do it.
usually.
I use a sword because I'm an idiot.
That's true.
I generally use hand cannons with a sniper rifle, but I've been using fusion rifles, all types of fusion rifles recently, and a machine gun because I, for the life of me, cannot play with rocket launchers. But either way, that will wrap up the first episode. Hopefully, you learned a little bit something about us. We are going to be doing this
Like
weekly.
we can't remember what the fucking maps names are.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to comment below what the actual map is, that'd be great. If not, I'll be on PvP and I'll keep an eye out for cars. But again, this has been 3 opponents down.
Yes.
That's my best Shax. It's probably not good.
We'll tell you who Shax is later if you don't know.
Exactly. But I am Romantics88, aka Roman.
I'm Skull Kid, aka John.
Grim, aka the boy Eric.
Alright, and we don't have really a sign off, but I do want to put this in on the Grimworks YouTube page where you are going to listen to this every week.
If you listen to this.
When you listen to this.
If you listen to this.
When you listen to this, you got to keep positive outlook, boys. You don't get anywhere with a negative attitude.
We've proven that if you go negative on Destiny, you get good shit. You don't get Roman.
We're going to explain all that later. But when you do listen to this, we will have a weekly Xur review on what you should do. And that'll be posted up every Friday night.
Which you could do.
Which hopefully you'll look at before he leaves on Sunday. But again, thank you for listening to the podcast, and we'll be back with episode 2 later.
Also, if you want to add us, leave your gamer tag for the PSN here and Xbox for me. I'll try to add you and we could play.
Also, we need 3 more people for
For the raid.
yeah.
Yeah, well, y'all got to get your light levels up.
Working on it.
Hey, I just need you to carry me.
No, that's not the way it's going to work. I want you to be...
Be happy this is the only way you can carry John.
Oh, God.
I'm fat.
But we don't have a sign-off, but...
Let's make it another Shax thing.
okay, what would Shaq say?
Good job.
That's awful.
Good job, Guardians. Oh, see you later, Guardians.
I don't know.
Too cheesy.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Bye.
Later.